Hello everybody, and thanks for checking out my review of the Casio G-Shock GW-9400 Rangeman with module number 3410. This one's been a long time coming. Now if you like this review, please click the thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified of future reviews. And please leave a comment below, I love hearing from you. I've been wanting to review this watch for a long time, and special thanks to my brother-in-law Bob for lending me his to review. For years, the only way that you can get a Casio watch with an altimeter, barometer, and compass was to purchase a ProTrek or the old Pathfinder models. These are great watches, but you don't get the 200-meter water resistance or the strength of the G-Shock. Then Casio released the GW-9200, the Rangeman, which came close, but it had the twin sensor featuring altimeter, barometer, but no temperature and no compass. Now a few years later they released the GW-9300 Mudman, which offered a compass and thermometer but no altimeter and barometer. So Casio released the GW-9400, which gave us exactly what we were looking for. It offers the triple sensor, altimeter, barometer, and compass, along with temperature, sunrise, and sunset, and this is one of the best G-Shocks released. Now after this release, they came out with the GPR B1000 Rangeman, which I did review, and that's a much larger size watch at double the price, which wasn't for everyone. The style of the Rangeman is very similar to the Rangeman. The GW-9200 was a very popular model, and Casio was smart to release the Rangeman with this design, especially since they had dropped the Rangeman from the lineup at that point. The watch is very reasonably sized for most people. Dimensions are 53.5 millimeters wide, 55.5 millimeters tall, 18.2 millimeters thick, and it weighs just 93 grams. The American version uses a resin case and straps, while the Japanese version uses carbon fiber inserts in the straps. The back case is stainless steel with a cat mascot and is secured with 4 screws. The keeper and buckle are also stainless steel. Alright, so now I'm going to take you to the modes, and you're going to see this watch is pretty easy to work with. The first thing I'll show you is when you press the button in the middle here, this activates the backlight. So I'm going to show you the lume shot right here. Now when you press the right hand button over here, this is going to take you to the altimeter, barometer, and compass. So you press it the first time and you'll see compass. You press it the second time, it's going to take you to the barometer readings. And when you look at that grid, if it's going up, it means it's getting clearer. If it goes down, that means that there's a storm approaching. You press it again and you get the altimeter, so this way when you're hiking, it'll give you the feet above sea level. And you'll also get a grid on that as well, and you can actually record your hike, so this way you can see what your elevation was during that hike. And then that's going to just toggle between the 3 settings there, and if you want to get back into the regular timekeeping, you just press the mode button. Now when you press the bottom hand button here, it's going to take you to an automatic stopwatch, so that kicks it right off, and you can start it and stop it. And then you can reset it with the top button here. And if you want to get back into timekeeping mode, you just hold on to it, and it gets back into timekeeping. Now pressing the mode button is going to toggle through the modes, so you have your world time, so you could look at the time zones throughout the world. You press it again and you have your stopwatch once again, and so you press the bottom button to get it started, bottom button to stop it, top button to reset it. You go into your timer settings, and to start it you press the bottom right, to stop it you press the bottom right again, and to reset it you press the top button. And if you wanted to set the time, you just hold on to the top left button and it'll tell you how many hours. So as you can see, it's a 24-hour countdown timer. And you hit the mode, and this will tell you how many minutes. Hit the mode again, and it can toggle between the hours and the minutes. You cannot set it by seconds. Now you go into the alarm, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a snooze alarm. And then you have the hourly time signal. And to toggle them on and off, you just press the top right button, and it'll tell you if it's on or off. Then you have the sunrise and sunset, so it'll tell you what time the sun is going to rise, what time it's going to set. And then you can actually toggle through time, and it'll tell you what the expected sunrise and sunset are for the coming days. You press it again, and this is the recall, and this is where I was telling you before about the altimeter settings, so that it saves the logs in that section. then you have your receive. So this is going to tell you that it's received the time from the towers from the atomic timekeeping. Alright, so to get into the settings, what you want to do is press the adjust button on the top left here and hold on to it, and it'll show you that it's going into setting mode. And now you go into city. So you can set it for New York City and scroll up and down depending on what your city is. And we keep that at New York City. And then you press the mode button and it goes to the auto on or off on the daylight savings time. Press the mode again and you get the 12 or 24 hour format. And you press it again and you can set the settings, the hours, the minutes, the year, the month, and the day. Then you could set the key tones on or off, so this way when you're pressing the buttons, it'll either make a sound or not. And you have the light for 3 seconds or 1.5 seconds. And you have power saving on or off. And what that does is that saves the power. It turns off the sensors, so this way it'll make sure to conserve power until you can get enough juice in there from the solar to keep the battery operating for a long time. You have your units, so you could set it up for either US units or you can use it in Europe and pretty much the rest of the world. And that's it. So now you press the setting again and you could set and correct your compass. And once that's set, you're done. And then also the setting button and the regular timekeeping mode will toggle the barometer, the grid on the top here, to either the day of the week or that grid. So that's it for the settings. Now here's a wrist shot, and as you can see I have 7.5-inch wrists and it fits very comfortably, very nicely. It's not too large. To me it's a perfect size and I think a lot of people agree. Alright, so now I'm going to do a comparison, and we'll look at a classic square, of course, the 5000. And of course it's much larger. And we have the H1000. I would say this is a lot more comparable. Obviously it's got a larger screen on the H1000, but from a standpoint of how it wears, they're both very similar. And then we have the Frogman. Also pretty comparable. Only difference is, of course, with the shape. But both very wearable, very comfortable watches if you like larger size watches. And then of course you got its big brother here. This is the GPS version. The biggest differences of course are the GPS, the screen, and of course this hooks up with Bluetooth with your cell phone. So it was definitely a lot more advanced, but it's not as wearable if you have a smaller size wrist. It's much thicker, wider, taller. So that's it for my comparisons. Many G-Shock fans have been very satisfied with this model. It was released in 2013 and it still sells very well today. The dimensions come across as larger than it actually wears on the wrist, and with all the sensors, features on the watch, the solar charging, and the multiband 6 being able to keep it accurate all over the world, it's the most functional and wearable G-Shock without Bluetooth. Now they've also put out limited collector's editions with various colors and versions with negative displays, and if you don't have a Rangeman, I would definitely encourage you to check one out. Ever since I had gotten my GPR B1000 Rangeman, I really overlooked how great this version really is. So that's all for my review. If you like it, please check out my other reviews on my channel, and click the thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified when I post new reviews. Please leave a comment below. I always love to read, like, and respond to them all. And I want to thank you all for watching. Stay safe, and have a great day.